Okay, so today we're going to go over our corrections on the test. Make sure you follow along. You write out the corrections so you understand which ones you're missing. And if you still have any questions about anything, let me know. Okay, let's go over it. Okay. So number one, which equation represents the relationship between the x values and the y values in the graph? Okay, this means we're simply going to find our slope. Okay, our slope, because that replaces the m, the number next to the x, and our y-intercept. Okay, that replaces the number all by itself after that plus or minus sign. Okay, what I like to do is I like to find the y-intercept first. So the y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. That's the up and down one. Okay, and here it's -5. These conveniently have points on it, so it's easy. So that would be -5. That means when I go down here, my y-intercept should be -5. See, that's a -5, so that's correct. That's a +5, so that's not correct. That's a -3/5, so it's not that one, and that's a +3/5, so it's not that one. So that one was easy. By just finding the y-intercept, we could figure out what it was. Okay. And to find the slope, let's find the slope just in case. Just to find the slope, we want to go from point to point. So we're going to go up and over. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Up and down on top, side to side on bottom. And because it goes up, the line is going up, that means it's positive. Okay. Number 2. Sorry, guys. A fitness club opens with 80 members. 80 members. Okay, so that's what it opened up with. It opened up with that. So that means this is your constant because it's always going to have had started with 80 members. In other words, that's your y-intercept. Okay, so I want something that's plus 80. Each month, the membership increases by 15 members. So each month, look, there's that each. It increases. That's a plus by 15 members. Okay. So with that each, remember if you see per, each, or every, we're going to put that with the x, 15x. And because it increases, that would be a positive, not a negative. Okay. So it would be y equals 15x plus 80. Okay. Next one. A linear relationship is shown in the graph. Which equation best represents the relationship between x and y? So we want to find y-intercept and we want to find our slope. Okay, so y-intercept first. That's where it crosses the y-axis. So that would be +1. So y equals something times x plus 1. So let's see. That one has a +1. That one has a 0.5, so we're going to take that out. That one has a 0.5, so we're going to take that one out. Okay, and then we're going to look for another point. There's a point there. 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 Look at all those points we can go to. So I'm just going to go choose one, up and over. And that's up 1 over 1, 1 over 1. So that would be 1 over 1, which is 1. Okay, but it's going down. You see how it's going down like that? So that means it's a -1. Okay, and if I have a 1 in front of the x, it's just going to stay x. But I'm going to put a negative there because it's a -1. Okay, so it would be y equals -x plus 1. Okay, and a good thing is if you find that -x, so that means I should be going up and down 1 and over 1. So I can go down 1 over 1, still hit the line. Down 1 over 1, still hit the line. Down 1 over 1, still hit the line. Okay, so every time I can still hit the line. Now if I were doing -2, if I started at this point, I would go 1, 2 over 1. That's not on the line. 1, 2 over 1. Okay, so that's how we know that it's not on the line because I can keep going. If I keep going to 1, it's not going to hit that point on the line. Okay. Okay, number 4. The table shows the relationship between Y, the total number of books Adam has read, number of books Y, and X, the number of weeks he has been reading. Okay? So that's just saying this is my X value and this is my Y value. Okay? Which graph best represents the relationship between X and Y shown in the table? So we're just going to find the points. So I have 2 and 20 here. Okay? So my number of weeks should be going by 2s. This one's going by 10s, so we know it's definitely not that one. And we know it's definitely not that one. Okay. Okay, so number of weeks should be on bottom, and it's going by 2. So we're down to 2 already. So let's see, we're going to start with 2, and it should be at 20. 2 and 20. Awesome. Let's do, because it's going by 2s, 10 and 36. 10 and 36. That's about 36. What about 5? 5 and 26. Awesome. 7 and 30. Yeah. And then 15 and 46. So those all seem like they're on the line. That one looks like it could be it. Let's check X. 2 and 20. Right off the bat, that's not even on the line. So it's definitely G. Okay. Number 5, a linear relationship is shown in the graph. Which equation best represents the relationship between X and Y? Once again, we just find slope and Y-intercept. So we're finding our slope and our Y-intercept. So I'm going to find Y-intercept first because that's the easiest to find. Go along this Y-axis until I hit the line, and that's my Y-intercept, 2. So it should say plus 2. Plus 2, minus 8, nope. Minus 8, nope. Plus 2, okay? Okay, so that's a point. I always find Y-intercept first because it's also a point. And then we're going to go along the line until I find another one. There we go. Okay, we're going to count down and over. Okay, and pay attention here because this goes by 1/2 and then 1. So from 2 to 1 is 1. Okay, so that's what, if I counted here 2, that would be 2 halves, which makes it 1. Okay, and then here, we want to check here, it's going by 4. So when I go over, each line is 2, because that's -4. -2, -4, -6. Okay, that would be 1, 2. So I would be going over 2, 4. So I go over 4. Okay, so it would be 1 over 4. Okay, so it'd be 1 over 4, 1 over 4. It's going up, so that's positive. So it's going to be A as A. Okay, and let's check again. I'm going to go down 1, that's 2 halves, and then over 4, 2, 4. Oh, still on the line. Down 1, over 4. Still on the line. I can go up 1 and over 4, and it's still on the line. Okay, so that's a good check. If I did by 4s, so if I went down by 4 and flipped it, I would go 1, 2, 3. I wouldn't even be on the line. 4 over 1, maybe something like that. That would be hard. Okay. Okay, number 6. A fish is swimming at a constant rate toward the ocean floor. Constant rate. That means the same time each time. So that means we're going to be using this equation. The equation y equals -7x minus 3. So I'm going to bring that minus over here. Can be used to represent the situation. So let me rewrite it. Y equals -7x minus 3. That belongs with this equation. Okay? Where y is the depth of the fish in meters below sea level and x is the number of seconds the fish has been swimming. Okay? Which statement best describes the depth of the fish given this equation? So the only thing I really need to know is -7 is the number is attached to the number of seconds. Okay? And -3 is how far below they started. Okay, so anything that your y-intercept right here is your starting position. Okay, starting position. Remember, if the y-intercept is always where you start at or your initial point, okay? So my starting position should start at 3 meters below sea level, okay? Because the 7 is changing. Starting position is never going to change, and that constant at the end never changes. So my 7 is going to be what changes because that's attached to the x. So no matter if I put a number there, it's going to end up changing. Okay, so let's see. The fish is descending 7 meters per second, or the fish is ascending 7 meters per second. So descending means we're going down, ascending means we're going up. So that means if I'm going down, I should have a minus here, and if I'm going up, I should have a plus here. So is there a minus or a plus in front of that 7? That's a minus, so it should be descending, okay? And here in the line, in the word problem, you can see it's going toward the ocean floor. And if I'm going toward the ocean floor, that means I'm going down. And descending means down. So we're going to pick H. Okay. Caroline's cell phone plan costs $32 per month. $32 per month. Okay. Remember, if you see that per, that's where the X goes, 32X. Okay. Which table shows the sum of amounts that Caroline will pay for her cell phone plan over the next 4 months? So this one's pretty easy. I can just do $32 for every month. So because it's 32x. So after the first month, it should be 32 times 1. After the second month, it should be 32 times 2. 32 times 3. 32 times 4. Okay, so 32 times 1 would be 32. So my first month should be $32. That says $0. That's not right. After 1 month, they pay $8. That's not true either. After 1 month, $32. After 1 month, $32. Awesome. And then I do 32 times 2, which is 64. Okay. After 2 months, $36. After 2 months, $64. So it's definitely D. You can also go and find the slope of each of these by going this over this is 32. That's 1. That would be 32 over 1. Okay. That would be 32 over 1. Okay. If we're subtracting, but that doesn't take into account that the first month starts at $0 and it shouldn't start at $0. Okay. Because every month she pays $32. We want to make sure that first month cost $32. Okay, because both of these have a slope of 32, but this is the only one where the first month costs $32. The starting point would be 0, 0. That's where we want the 0 to be, is at 0 months, because I haven't paid anything yet. Okay. Number 8. The table shows the distance y a cheetah can travel, so the distance a cheetah can travel in feet in x seconds, time seconds. So x and y, okay? So we're just going to find our equation. Remember, slope with the x, y-intercept after the plus. Okay, so I don't have 0 on this one, so I'm going to find the slope first, and that'll help me figure it out. Okay, so I'm going to pick these two. I always like picking the top two, and then subtract. 940 minus 470 over 10 minus 5. Okay, because 940 and 10 match, and 470 and 5 match. Okay, I can do 10 minus 5 really easily. That's 5. And then 940 minus 470. 0 minus 0 is 0. I can't do 4 minus 7, so I'm going to borrow from that 9, make that 8, make that a 14. 14 minus 7 is 7, and 8 minus 4 is 4. So I have 470 minus 5. Okay? I mean, not minus. 470 divided by 5. So I'm going to divide that. 5 goes into 470. So 5 can't go into 4, but 5 can go into 47. 9 times, that would be 45. 7 minus 5 is 2. 5 goes into 24 times. So my slope would be 94x, and that's J. Okay? And that's all. And that makes sense because at 0 seconds, the cheetah hasn't run anywhere, right? So it shouldn't have a y-intercept there. Okay, next one. We're almost done. Number 9. Sorry, guys. Which table contains only values that satisfy the equation 0.5x plus 14? Okay, So easiest way is just to take 0, 5, 10, 15, and 20 and plug them in. So y equals, and plug them into the x. 0.5 times 0 plus 14. Y equals 0.5 times 0 is 0 plus 14. So that would mean the y should be 14 when x is 0. So x is 0, y is 0. Nope, I want y to be 14 when x is 0. X is 0, y is 14. Awesome. X is 0, y is 14. X is 0, y is 14. Awesome. So let's look at 5, and that should be the last one we do because these are all different numbers. So whichever one I get, that's going to be the answer. Okay? Y equals 0.5 times 5 plus 14. Okay? So I need to do 0.5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 0 is 0 plus 2 is 2. Okay? And then there's one number behind the decimal, so that would be 2.5. So it's going to be 2.5 plus 14. Okay? It's going to end in 0.5 because when I line it up, 14 and 2.5 add, that'd be 5, that'd be 6 and 1. 16.5. So my y should be 16.5 when x is 5. Okay, so when x is 5, it should be 16.5. That's 39, so that's not right. 16.5. So we think it's C. Yes, it is. It's C. Okay. Number 10. A store sells new video games for $55 each. Okay. New games for $55 each. Used games sell for $12 each. Jacob is buying 3 new video games. So he's buying 3 new video games. So I know 3 new, each new one is $55. So I'm going to multiply those together. And X used games. So I don't know how many used games he is. So I'm going to do 12 times X because used games are $12. Okay. Which equation can be used to find Y, the total price Jacob must pay in dollars. Okay. So we're going to do 3 times 55 first. 55 times 3. Okay, 5 times 3 is 15. Carry that 1. 3 times 5 is still 15, plus 1 is 16. So that means he bought $165 worth of new games. And then we don't know how many used games. Okay, so we want the y-intercept. This is a little backwards, so I can flip it. Just do 12x plus 165. They're still the same. I just flipped them. Okay, 12x plus 165. So I want this one. This one, you didn't multiply it by 3 because he bought 3 games. Okay. This one, you put the 55, you put 55x with new games and then just added the 12 for used games. And this one, you did the multiplication, but you flipped where the x goes. Okay. The x should always go on this one. It says with the used games. So if that's how much the used games are, that's how much that should be. Okay. And then the last one. Pamela rode her bike at a constant rate of 0.1 kilometers per minute. So every minute, so per minute. Okay, so every minute she rides 0.1 kilometers. So that's where the x goes, okay, because that says per minute. Which table represents y, the number of kilometers Pamela rode her bike in x minutes? Okay, remember what I told you? If you see it where all the numbers are the same on the y, it's not that one. So we should automatically cross that one out. Okay. And then we're going 0.1 per minute. So I'm gonna take that 5 because they all start with 5, and I'm gonna multiply 0.1 times 5 minutes. 5 times 1 is 5. That's 0. 0.5. So it should be 0.5 with 5. 0.1, 5.1. So that makes it B. Okay, and that's easy. You could just do, hey, 1 minute's 0.1. That would be 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and add it all up if you want. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be 5 minutes. Add them up, and you get the same thing, 0.5. Okay, and that's all there is to it, guys. If you have any questions, please let me know. I will answer them as quickly as I can, and you guys have a very, very good break. We all deserve to have this break coming up, and hopefully I'll see you guys in January. Bye.